There is power in a story, and we all have a story. Our stories, if told, can inspire, encourage, and motivate. Hi, I am Rhonda, and welcome to the Book of Lives.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Book of Lives. Today we're going to be chatting with a mother and a son who together overcame the challenges of cerebral palsy. Miss Vidya and Vylan, welcome.
Hi.
Hello. Hi guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by to tell your story. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So there's so much I want to ask you, right? So I know I can't ask you everything, so I have a few questions. And the first thing I want to ask is, Miss Vidya, when you first heard of the diagnosis, what went through your mind? What were you thinking?
Okay, first when I heard about, I never knew anything about it, and it's like when the doctors when they mentioned, well, okay, well, he's a CP, and say, well, okay, so what is this? What are you trying to tell me? So first the doctors they told me, well, normally kids like these do not go that very long, and it's almost impossible for them to recover. You'll go through like stages, sometimes treatments are costly and things like that. But I came from a middle class family, so funds and everything was kind of like really tough. I didn't know exactly what I was getting through, what I was going to do, anything like that. So I just kept basically like with clinics appointment, going to physiotherapists, and just one after the other, just there waiting. As time goes by, when you reach almost like a year, 12, 30 months, it was just like the same vegetable state, So I didn't know. I didn't know anything because it's like I was clueless how to go about. And so after going to clinic from Montauk, they suggested us to the Princess Elizabeth Center where he could get like where they do like physiotherapies, and there's a center there for them. And it's only like when I went in there, then it really hit me because, oh my God, they're really children like this, and they could so much. It's like I can fathom what to take in my mind, what to do. How are these parents making all their children? Some of them used to stay in at the center. And I didn't want, I had to tell, man, leave him here. How I was going to do this thing because it was difficult to travel from where I live all the way to Port of Spain every day and things. So I used to take the bus. I used to travel on the highway, but the bus get up every morning, take the 6 o'clock bus down to Princess Elizabeth, and travel, come back home on evenings, And but God is good. And with everything working with him up there and with the help of the centers and everything, we did start to see like a little improvement because they had facilities there. They had stuff like wheelchairs, like walker, because he was on a wheelchair. He couldn't, most of the time he couldn't really like lie down because he had like spastic, his hands and thing was like stiff, the foot, the knees and everything. You couldn't really like bend it or anything. So it was just like to move around with it was just like lifting up. You couldn't really like sit down for long because he wanted to lie down. But as time go by, with the therapists at the Princess Elizabeth there, they started to give us like a little hope with the equipment and everything that they use. They started to give us like brace so that they could hold up the upper body and like hands and foot and everything. And we started to grow there eventually and gradually. You see like little changes, little things up and down until
So you did all of this on your own. You had no clue what cerebral palsy was.
no,
You did your own research.
nothing. It's only like when we started school there, and like sometimes when we go into the to the office, like the therapy room, the Dr. Toby and Miss what was Miss Murphy? Yeah,
Yes.
it was Miss Murphy. She was the therapist over there. They used to show us like little videos, little clippings and things. And well, in Trinidad, basically in Trinidad, like a lot of people, not only myself, but a lot of people, when they have special kids, they kind of like embarrassed because some of these children, like, people just watch and ignore your, gosh, what happened to your child, this kind of, they don't give you like a negativity. And you hear a lot of gossips, a lot of words that they probably try to, with the child, these kind of drama. And I just didn't let it get to me. I told myself that, you know what, I have to try. I have to try, I have to see what it is, what I can do. I mean, I tried my best, and this is where he is today. Nobody never, like, when people see him and now they say, wait, is this the same little boy who used to be on the highway? Yes, it is.
So, Velan, this is for you now.
Uh,
Growing up with cerebral palsy, I know there were really hard moments. They must have been. What was the hardest moment for you?
Some of the hardest moments with cerebral palsy is being misunderstood by certain folks in my neighborhood because I was being laughed at and being called that boy. Oh,
Mm,
that boy is crazy. Oh,
mm,
mad. And
mm,
they used to make fun of me. And when I came home, I used to ponder about it. It used to run continuously on my mind. And the depression started to build up. And each day, mommy will try all out to speak positive vibes in me. Don't study people, don't take it out. And the first thing mommy did, she said, I'm gonna tell you something. Let's talk out every single problem. And we were trying to talk it out as best as possible. And when we finished talking, he said, okay, bro, exactly how you speak to me in your own quiet time. I want to go back and talk on the same issue with God. I said, huh? With God? She said, yes, with God. Everything you told me, go and tell it to God. So I did. I didn't see results right away. I said, Mommy, what you saying? I see that. She said, okay, keep doing it repeatedly. If it occurs 100 times, do it. So eventually, I did listen to her. And as I grew older, I said, okay, I can talk to God. And with a slow process, I didn't see the results.
mm. Miss Vidya, that must have been very overwhelming for you. What kept you going?
um,
What
um,
kept you going?
everybody keeps saying, he go just remain like a vegetable, or he can't, when he grow up big, what he gonna do? He can't do this, he can't do that. And that was the drive. There's in my book, when I started to move around, there's no such thing as you can't do this and you can't do that. You could do this and you could do that, or you can't do this and you can't do that. And we are going to get through this. After my mom passed away, it was just like both of us. And I started to really more get into it. The only thing that really threw me down is because I couldn't hold on to a job. Like, because where I used to work before, and I used to work at Beju's, a normal sales clerk. But when we used to go at Princess Elizabeth, I used to work as a regional coordinator for Cerebral Palsy Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So as we started to work with a lot of like other children, other parents, and then we tried to get them involved into working with their kids. But a lot of people, it really draw energy out of you. And some of them, they're really not able, not because they themselves don't want to do it, because like when they come out there with a child, and sometimes how these kids are, sometimes they you see little jewels, you see them how they look, and you get impression of God, why did this bring what I'm trying for? That's the first choice. why these children are out here, why I'm thinking. So your parents never really get a positive vibe from the population, from people themselves, because they always have to hear someone something or the other, and that kept them back. With me, I learned to put it behind. I learned to put it behind and move forward. And today I can't go on because if I had listened and if I had left him, yeah, he might have still been like a vegetable state today.
Vylan, so you've undergone quite a number of surgeries, right?
Yes.
And you've encountered some significant challenges, right? What was your most significant victory during this entire journey? What would you consider to be your most significant victory?
Yes. One of my significant victories for me is when I started to learn to read.
When you started
Because,
to read, right? Read?
Yeah.
Yes.
because that was one of my major challenges for me. Because I could not understand the information around me. I used to feel like an empty head. But with loads of practice over and over again, I finally got a breakthrough at the age of 15 years old.
That's good. I'm sure you're proud, and I'm sure your mom is proud, and I know that her support has gotten you this far, and her support will continue to get you even further. Miss Vidya, how do you balance your hope, with the reality of this diagnosis? I know you have a hope for your son. You have an idea of what you want his future to look like. How do you balance that with the reality of a diagnosis like this?
I wanted to be like a motivational speaker. A motivational. I wanted to go out there and like really show people that having a disability, you could do everything at the time. You could whatever you set your mind, your goals, or whatever that you can get through in life. I wanted to change people aspect about viewing CPs, not only CPs, but we have like the Down syndrome, we have the autistic and view them, look at them at a different angle. They are normal people, right? I count them as normal. When the minute you tell yourself, oh God, here's a challenge your arm, then it's kind of like you throw them back. You look at them, three as two normal people, and they could be helped. They could get through, and you work with them. That's how I look at it. You have to change people's concept, their mind thinking about these kids, these children, these specialized children, and then show more support, show more being, show more loving to them, once you reach out, you react to them.
So this question is for either of the two of you. What advice would you give to families that are going through a similar situation like yours? What would you tell them?
In life, each individual has his or her challenges to face with. Sometimes individuals just be in difficulty for months or years, but it's all how you make that approach to deal with that, to deal with it in that perspective manner. For me, the first thing I did was accept Christ in my life, and I continue to improve in my abilities, even though I feel numerous times. I will get up, get back up, and attempt again and again.
I like that. You might fail once, you might fail twice, but always get up again. Miss Vidya and Vylan, thank you so much for sharing your story. It is truly an inspiring one. You guys have demonstrated that determination does work. It gets you somewhere. I wish All the best. All right. Thank
Yes.
you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
No
very
problem. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Feel
Thank
free.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching, thank you so much. Until next time, stay inspired.